you're playing against a team who are on the first place with Paris in the French league. Can you say something about that tomorrow? You have some problems in the defense with some injuries. First of all, good evening, everyone. You're right. I think that Monaco play very good this season. I have to say that right now they're very equal to Paris, but they're going to be fighting for the title. It's obvious that after Adi Hütter came to the club, they changed a lot. They play faster, they use more energy, they have many fast shots on target, and they create a lot of chances, so they're definitely a well-implemented team. Their players received the head coach very well. They have a lot of self-confidence, both in the Champions League and in the domestic league. We have had some issues ourselves, not only injuries, but we have to keep rotating. We have to switch some players. We have some players who are very influential to our game. So tomorrow we're just gonna run out on the pitch. We've been preparing for this game for a long time. And once again, I have to repeat that we are in Champions League, so we are going to fight and we're gonna do our best. And I hope that the game will end to our favor. Coach, after the recent games, you said that you made a lot of mistakes. Have you been discussing anything in terms of the mentality? And 2 years ago, Red Star played here, and they played one of their worst games. Did you see that game? Let me answer the second question first. No, I didn't watch that game. We made a lot of mistakes in the recent games, but I also know that tomorrow we're going to have some difficult situations. But it's a fact. No matter if you like it or not, we cannot allow ourselves to make that kind of mistakes, not at this level and with this intensity of game. So it's one of the things that are very important for the way we play. And the way we play in the domestic league and the way we play here are two entirely different things. Now we know where we can make less mistakes. We know how to play now, but I can assure you that no player wants to make a mistake. I just hope that that won't be the case tomorrow, but we have a very dynamic and strong opponent. They pressure a lot. Monaco are a French team with a German style, so it's going to be tough. But we also know that there are going to be mistakes, and we just have to make sure that there are not that many. You mentioned that Monaco could hurt Red Star, but how can you hurt Monaco? But we've been preparing for a long time. We have a plan for tomorrow. We have a lot of players who just came home from their national duties and they haven't had enough time to prepare, which was the case against Inter as well. But let's see how it ends up tomorrow. As I just mentioned, we have to make sure we don't make many mistakes. We have to play faster. We have to take advantage of Monaco's weaknesses. Next question, please. You have problems with injuries again. A lot of people are going to expect a lot from Ilić. Glazer is injured and he's not going to play tomorrow. Drkušić is also injured, unfortunately. They were injured with their national team, something we can't really do anything about. Glazer had a very serious injury. We tried to cure him, but it was difficult because he came home injured. So of course I mentioned injuries. And according to European media, there has been some talking about playing too many national games. The players just can't handle that pace, which is why so many injuries occur. We are not a team that can afford not to have enough players in the squad. Imagine in the domestic league how we feel about that. It's even worse here in Champions League. And it's not that I'm looking for an alibi, but without these players who have been performing, it's going to be tough. There are players who have been very influential to our game. Unfortunately, they're not here with us tomorrow. And we know that it's going to take time before they come back. But this is the situation, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's just a shame that some player has come back from national duties injured, and then we have to cure them and make sure that they rest. But you know, the national games are not friendlies anymore. They're Nations League, they're important. They're very important, and everyone is focusing on their own interest. It's such a shame, and I'm really sorry about that, but we're gonna do our best tomorrow. But it's hard. It's definitely hard. But we're gonna try and solve that problem tomorrow. We have room for one more.
Mnogi pretpostavljaju da je utakmica protiv Barcelone koja sledi najteža za Zvezdu u ovoj Ligi šampiona.
Many say that the game against Barcelona, which is the next one, is a very important one and the toughest one. How important is that going to be for you? I think that we got some very tough opponents. And you can see that our opponents are the leaders in their respective leagues. They're all teams coming from the best leagues. I understand that the fans are thinking about the future games, but for me as a coach, the next game, like tomorrow's games, is the most important one. My goal is to run out and fight, to do our best. We have to prepare well and play a good game tomorrow. That's all for tonight. Thank you all. Thank you.